All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Very excited to get another chance to open it up and happy to see so many join us for another great AMA here at Gollum's Gyms. And today we'll get a chance to chat with SokuSwap, who have a very cool, very unique ecosystem that I'm excited to dive into just a day away from their pre-sale on Pink Sale. But before we do, I got to announce the awesome giveaway in store for the GG Army and all the new listeners, with $300 going out to 3 lucky random listeners at $100 each, as well as a golden ticket reserved for the best question at the end of the segment, which you can cash in for any whitelist opportunity posted. And qualifying for these giveaways is super easy. Just make sure you're a member of @SokuSwap, @Gollum's Gyms, and @Gollum's Gyms Reviews, and you are now in it. Don't forget, if you can't ask your questions on the voice chat, feel free to send them over via direct message. I'll do my best to ask them on your behalf. SokuSwap in the building. Rick, the DeFi guy, joining us. Rick, let me get you unmuted here. I see you right at the top. Welcome.
Hey guys, thanks General, thanks Gollums for having us. We're super pumped for this opportunity. You know, even though the global market is not favorable, this is when real projects make their developments. They do all of their cool utility. They build their platforms. We're no exception. We're offering some amazing opportunities in terms of an ecosystem, a currency that is actually usable in multiple ways, and I'll get into that. And then just a great opportunity in a really tough economic time. And again, we'll get into that too. So thanks guys for having me. I can't wait to jump into it.
Long tenure behind this one. I mean, obviously you guys have been building for quite some time. It seems like, Telegram messages, pin messages going way back. So I'm really excited because I know that you guys have the experience. You guys have obviously had a pulse on the market. And you guys have blended some really cool elements behind this one. Tons of value in multiple ways. Like I said, ahead of their pre-sale on the Ethereum side, coming up in about a day from now. And maybe you can get us caught up to speed, or maybe a quick intro into the team and how this whole thing began.
Yeah, for sure. So we started back in July of 2021, just launching SokuSwap on the BSC side. Our token, SOKU, is our native primary token. It is our non-tax governance token. Currently, we offer some amazing things. I'll get into that. But how it started was we were just looking to kind of capture the new swap, the new swap capability that was kind of hot in DeFi at the time. You know, we had some yield farms. We were looking to build our own liquidity and then kind of take some market share from PancakeSwap because we obviously have the capability to do things that they don't. Now, granted, as time progressed, things got tough. Development was a little slower than we expected, but we did have, a nice, amazing run. We have some amazing investors and amazing community that's well-rounded, kind of more on the mature side. And you can actually see that when you come to our Telegram. Basically, we were going to offer a multi-chain. We were going to do BSC and Ethereum. And then it kind of evolved into, you know what? Let's scrap doing our own liquidity. Let's create a smart router where we can actually tear down the walls of trading multi-network. And now that's kind of become the trend. I mean, we've seen a lot of other projects do that. We started with, right now we've got 8 and a 9th coming on as far as network trade capability. It says 9 networks, and we actually have 8 right now with a 9th coming out in the next week or so. Also with that, we've actually are creating our own NFT marketplace. We did recently just update our entire platform. V1 was kind of had like a blue background, didn't really have that cool white drop shadow. We've kind of updated everything. And actually, I'm going to screen share if you don't mind. I can show everyone what's going on here. Let's go. Boom. Let's do that. So yeah, what we've got here, I'll cut my video out actually, so it's not as there. We'll just focus on the page itself. So if you go to SokuSwap.com, it's actually our landing page. And you can see we've got this great walk you through wallet creation. It's got all of our links. You can launch the app. The little landing video is awesome. She basically tells you, what to do from the very beginning. And we want to make trading as easy as possible for everybody. Because that's kind of the problem with DeFi currently. While everyone here might know how to go to Pancake or go to Sushi or Uniswap and actually buy a token, not everybody does. there's about, like you said, we have the pulse on the market and the kind of how things are trending. We see 320 million wallets in crypto right now, and there's, over 7 billion people on this planet. Mass adoption is coming, and that's kind of what we're offering as a platform, the white label solutions for other projects. It's not just focusing on our own stuff. We want to be kind of the infrastructure for other projects, and I can get more into that too. So just kind of showing you a quick glimpse of everything we've got. We've got the landing page, SokuSwap.com. You go to our actual exchange. I'm connected to the Ethereum side. Here's our cross chain. We've got the network swap and then a cross chain swap. You just choose the network that you want. You can see that this is what we offer currently. And then of course, that basically tears down the walls for trading. There's over 10,000 different tokens you can trade in across those networks. And of course, with our SOKU token not being taxed, it's very, very user friendly there. If you come over to our BSC side, we actually have a limit order function that's been audited by HashX and created by Autonomous Networks. We're looking at some more features from them. My internet's a little slow, I do apologize. But yeah, we offer limit orders, multi-network trading, an NFT marketplace. We offer staking, yield farming, a fiat on-ramping service. And actually, that's going to be expanded with one of the partnerships I'm going to talk to you guys about here shortly, too. But basically, we are here today to kind of share the pre-sale with you guys and kind of talk about the SOKU platform. We have an amazing ecosystem being developed in SOKU as a currency on a debit card that we're currently onboarding with. And then, of course, SOKU will be the currency in our NFT marketplace. Now, where SODATSU comes in is SODATSU will actually do buybacks of SOKU so that you can use SOKU on a debit card for products and services in the real world. And then, of course, the cool partners that are launching NFTs on our NFT marketplace. And I actually haven't shown anybody this yet because we're still technically testing it. But this is going to be launching in a couple weeks. I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's basically just about done. If you guys can see this, I can't share the link, but I can show you in this AMA as kind of a secret surprise for you guys. I actually didn't even tell the Gollum team that we were going to do this, but yeah, you guys get the first sneak peek at it. Not even the SOKU community has seen this in lifetime. So thanks for coming to the AMA, guys. But yeah.
I love the exclusive stuff, man. You make me smile when you bring that kind of material here.
Of course. I mean, this is, I've been on a couple of your channels before, or a couple of your AMAs before, and I wanted to do something special for everybody here. So yeah, the biggest thing with the SODATSU presale is that while our SOKU market cap is less than $1 million, we're going to offer an even better entry point for SODATSU. There's no tax on the presale, and we're actually going to offer a 5% discount from the launch price. So in essence, you really get a 15% discount. Now, are we afraid of sell pressure? Yes, but this is the best part of our platform. We have currently been operating with fees in place, so we will begin the SODATSU buybacks immediately. So we see that if you buy, like every DeFi project has the problem of just giving away free tokens, right? Well, our SODATSU actually buys SOKU open market from transaction volume. So it's actually putting buy pressure with every SODATSU buy, sell, and transfer. Not only that, but our SODATSU will be bought back from NFT marketplace fees and also our swap fees from the platform. Where are we here? Yeah. So every time somebody trades on our swap, a fraction of those fees goes back into SODATSU buybacks. And because SODATSU has the native buyback of SOKU, it's really kind of doing a 2-in-1 buyback. So it is sustainable and it runs in perpetuity, which is amazing. And then from that, we can actually offer yield farms. Let me connect back to the Ethereum side. We can actually offer yield farms where SODATSU is the emission token. So now this is the fun part. When people come in, let's say, because we just partnered with Lakeview Metaverse, we're going to offer them a yield farm probably on our platform very soon. They're kind of in the growth phase and development phase too, but they have like 20 projects that they're partnering with. but we can offer yield farms for other projects. And it works on any of the liquidity pools that we have in the 9 networks. So it'll use Sushi pools, Uniswap pools, Pancake, SpookySwap, I mean, you name it. They can do a yield farm with us, and actually they'll get the SODATSU as the emission token. So the idea is, if you are a SOKU holder or SODATSU holder, it's beneficial for us to bring in new partners, which we're in process of doing. We just got to launch the NFT Marketplace, which actually will probably launch with the SODATSU presale finishing. So if you do take part in the SODATSU presale, you will get the NFT Marketplace launch with it. We've already got a bunch of projects lined up to launch with that. We're actually going to start adding the yield farms for new projects. We did this on the BSC side before. It's kind of like a relaunch on the Ethereum side. The reason why we're shifting over to the Ethereum side is because we are a US project, US-based project. And unfortunately, BEP20 is kind of tough here in the United States. So we had to kind of go where, regulation is favorable, at least, in the crypto space, because we are a US-based company. It's DeFi. All of our liquidity is fully decentralized. We don't own any of it, so we can't rug pull it. We're audited on every contract that we've got with Certic, CoinSalt, HashX. We don't just rely on one. We're not putting all of our eggs in one basket. We feel like, to truly be transparent, you should be audited by multiple third parties. So we have gone the extra mile to do that. And of course, in our Telegram, I do AMAs just about every other day. Actually, I didn't do any last week because we were preparing for this one and a few more for the presale. But we are all about that transparency, just like everybody says, but we actually have the proof in the pudding. Actually, I gave the Gollum team all of our registered links with the state of California and the US government. Like, we are a registered, insured company. All of our liquidity is decentralized. Our automation and buybacks, it doesn't exist anywhere else. I've looked, I've done the research, and here we are getting ready to launch it, and it's going to be amazing. Now, not only do we have our amazing NFT marketplace launching, but we actually are working with a wallet. This is what I was talking about in white label integration, kind of in the SOKU chat. We've actually got a wallet coming online that we've already partnered with to integrate not only our smart chain router, or our smart router for our 9 network exchange, but our NFT marketplace as well. So those fees from those wallets, from that wallet, will actually come into doing buybacks of SOKU and SODATSU. Well, the agreement that we made with them is that on our landing page, instead of MetaMask, we'll actually have them be the onboarded wallet. So it's a nice partnership where we've got the white label integration with this amazing wallet that's coming out. They're going to take over the market. They're doing some incredible stuff. They've got some patents lined up. They've got some unique features that don't exist anywhere else. And of course, we're happy to be a part of that. So not only can we do our own thing in DeFi, but we're going to partner white label style and integrate into other platforms. Kind of more integration. We've been talking with that Lakeview Metaverse, talking about doing our swap integration there and possibly our NFT marketplace integration there. And of course, all of the buybacks and SOKU as a currency, real products and services with your debit card with SOKU. Now, a lot of people get nervous when they hear, oh, you can spend, a DeFi token on a debit card. Doesn't that mean sell pressure? Yes, it does. But what that also means, just like a normal economic model in your bank, you always have more money than what you spend, ideally, right? So there's always should be more buy pressure than sell pressure on the token when you're spending it. Whew, sorry about that. I can just keep going.
No way to interrupt that. You were flowing, you were jiving. I was letting you go. And it was a good point about the U.S. and kind of it's not really a restriction, but it's kind of a barrier to getting on the Binance chain or being able to freely move across it. So I do like the pivot on that front. Now, I guess in that same conversation with how things are aggressively moving and expanding in the, I guess, the regulation department, do you guys have any fears that any of those decisions could potentially impact what you guys are trying to build?
Well, see, here's the cool thing. We're not really shutting down the BEP or the BEP20 side. We actually have a cross-chain bridge built into our platform. So you can actually still trade BEP20 tokens as well. It is DeFi. We're looking at, maybe, joining a DAO, kind of, outside the US? I'm not really sure. But we obviously want to protect the platform, protect the investors, and protect anybody that we integrate with. But what's really great is that we're not limited to one network. You can actually, this is what's amazing. We actually have just one supply between two networks. So we started out on the BSC side, and we actually still have people migrating from the BSC side over to the Ethereum side through our bridge. So you can pick up SOKU on the BEP20 side. And then when you're ready to bridge over, if you want to use our debit card or you want to pick up some NFTs, then you would just bridge across. We're never going to shut this down. So that means, there is some arbitrage opportunity. Honestly, I like just being on the Ethereum side and having all of the utility in one place. Like I said, with regulation, it just kind of opens up the doors for us to utilize all of the available utility that we can build and that can be built on the Ethereum side. I really like the BSC side, but here's one of the things that people kind of don't really realize is that with the merge of Ethereum, it actually became Beacon Chain, which is the same design as BSC. Now, if BSC was the same size as far as scale as Ethereum is now, it would be more expensive. I mean, we've already seen, some of the days where BSC gets bogged down and some of the fees go up a little bit. Over the last couple months, Ethereum fees have come down. Now, don't get me wrong. When there's massive launches on Ethereum, yes, the gas fees can get out of hand again. It's just they are developing that scalability. And, for our utility, it just makes more sense for us.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm trying to think, man, there's a lot to unbox. This project is like perfectly simple, right? But you guys have obviously put a high level of just a degree of quality into just about everything that I've seen so far in the quick research. But, when we talk about some of the other elements, because I do want to make sure we shine a spotlight on just about everything we can, the fiat onboarding and the debit card aspect, that's going to be a game changer here. Tell me about that.
Yes. So this wallet that we're working with will actually have a trust account built into it so that we can actually onboard directly into the wallet, both onboard and offboard. I don't know the specifics and the details of their side because they're still working that out. But that debit card will actually, it's not just for SOKU. You can spend probably BNB and Ethereum on it. And they've actually offered that integration for us. So very similar to like a Binance account, Binance card, or like a Coinbase card or crypto.com, there will be like a spend account. So it is a DeFi token dependent on liquidity, just like anything else. And again, we don't own the liquidity, so it's, totally decentralized. You will want to play the right moments. Like, let's say you've got 20 bucks of SOKU and all of a sudden it has a nice little pump. That 20 bucks might be worth 30 bucks. Well, that's when I would go fill my gas tank for sure. But yeah, that is an amazing integration. And not only that, but you will be able to, with our NFT marketplace, you'll be able to buy NFTs for whatever projects that accept SOKU as the currency. Like we've got one guy from Topps Baseball Cards. He's actually already said, dude, I'm going to do like the House of the Dragon. I'm going to do some like cool dragon stuff, and I'm only going to accept SOKU as the currency for my NFTs because I'm a huge investor in SOKU. And same with SoDATSU. We might be able to integrate that. We kind of want to stay away from the tax when it comes to using that as a currency, just because people might get confused by that. But that's why we have SOKU as the currency for the NFT marketplace, which is really great integration.
You can always fall back on the SOKU token, it sounds like, and it's a really cool way to use that dual token ecosystem. I think how they kind of support each other in different aspects of the project. It's neat, man. It's uniquely laid out, which I like. But there's a lot of familiar things in here, just done to a great degree of quality. Now, there's also an educational element to this. Walk me through what you guys had planned on that front.
Yeah, so we have a site called DeFi Decomplicated, and it's actually kind of a growing social media platform where we actually, as part of, okay, we'll go to the main landing page. Down here, you've got DeFi Decomplicated. My internet's so bad right now, but we'll see if we can go to it. But yeah, so this is a great place where we can actually just kind of talk about all things crypto. That wallet will be integrated into here too. It's a nice partnership. We can actually offer onboarding to their wallets right through our educational platform. We're going to get so deep with them that we are literally going to walk you step by step, just like we did with the MetaMask onboarding, which is really great. So this talks about regulations. It talks about like impending, things that are going on in the space. Like Do Kwon's got that, arrest warrant. And we pull data from partners that we work with, and like we've got market researchers that are looking out for all of the things in the crypto space. Kind of an offshoot from the educational platform. I personally go to all of the major crypto events. Like we went and did, actually you could probably see it in our welcome message on the SOKU page. If you actually go into our SOKU page and you hit the welcome message, you'll see that like we went and did some, ground game marketing at the American Super Bowl this year back in February. Actually, we had a really amazing pump back then. And then we went to the Bitcoin conference. I'm actually getting ready to go to the Web3 Expo in Vegas this year. And we do our market research and we look for new partners to offer our integration with them. So this is one of those things, I would love to go to Dubai. I would love to go to Singapore and go to those major crypto events, perhaps one day. But for now, anything that's in the US, I went to a crypto energy summit, and we're looking at all of the trends in the various markets for integration. And that's what we put on our DeFi Decomplicated. And obviously we, to grow it, we do memes and stuff like that. We've got some great media packages. We offer some, advertising for other projects, which is super cool. And it's a great platform to kind of get, it's not just about SokuSwap. It's about crypto in general. So that's where we can offer it to partners, different projects for advertising, and just to kind of stay ahead of the game as this crazy crypto market emerges in, like what Kevin O'Leary said will be the 12th sector of the S&P, which I think he's absolutely right. Crypto is going to be huge soon.
I mean, this is a super cool aspect of it that we don't typically see. So I guess walking through the potential options for partnerships and whatnot, I see some stuff about the swap. How can people get integrated? How can other projects essentially in the same space come in and say, hey, let's work together?
Oh, this is the easiest part about us. Because we utilize all of the major liquidity pools, it's literally as simple as reaching out to us and saying, hey, look, we want to be added to your guys' dropdown in the swap. So let me go back to it. So like, no joke, it's as easy as saying, hey, Rick, can I get added to the swap? If my internet cooperates with me, I'm sorry. So actually, we got a few tokens already. We'll just use Lakeview Meta as one of the, this is Ethereum side. Let me connect to BSC. They are a BSC project. So we're offering integration for BSC tokens, Phantom tokens, Avalanche, I mean, you name it, across the different networks. All we ask is that you link to SokuSwap.com or SokuSwap.finance to our link page or to our swap page. It's as simple as that. And we'll add you to the dropdown. Do a little cross promotion in the meantime. So like, here's Lakeview Meta. They link directly to us to this page, and that's it. And we just share promotions together. That's what's so great about like our simple platform. While it looks, really nice and really complicated, it's actually very simple.
Very easy to digest roadmap in the Telegram as well that I happened to put on my notes. But before we dive into that, maybe we can kind of just kind of round out the ecosystem and how each thing kind of plays its own individual role. In terms of keeping this afloat and continually growing, if you could, how do you elevator pitch this? But how do you this ecosystem and how it all comes together? I guess.
Okay, so basically, SOKU is our primary token. It's got 222 million supply between two networks, and then we are launching SODATSU tomorrow afternoon. SODATSU only has 22 million supply. So just for context, Bitcoin has 21 million supply, right? I think 19 or 21 million, something like that. Well, anyway, SOKU is the primary native token, and it is kind of the lifeblood of the project. Obviously, we have a currency for the debit card and the NFT marketplace. SODATSU does buybacks of SOKU. So it's a great support token. It will be the emission for our yield farms, and we will buy back 110% of our emissions from platform fees. So that's where the ecosystem becomes totally unique and sustainable. You provide liquidity for SOKU and Ethereum, you earn SODATSU. SODATSU buys back SOKU, open market, and sends that to SODATSU holders. Our platform fees go back into buying SODATSU, which in turn adds more buy pressure to SOKU. The SODATSU holders earn the SOKU directly to their wallet, and now it's net zero if they sell it. It's bought by the contract, and if they can literally use it for a currency on the NFT Marketplace and on a debit card, or to provide more liquidity to get more SODATSU earnings. It's amazing.
Super cool. Like we've been talking about, it seems simple at first glance. The UI is very easy on the eyes. It all looks very simple and familiar, but obviously there's a lot of intricacies behind it. And a lot of good details too. If you guys hop on their website one more time, just a quick pitch to it, because it's very well laid out. The white paper is super clean. But SokuSwap.com if you want to get a firsthand look on it. Let's talk about this roadmap that just seems very easy to digest here. So upcoming is going to be the V2 of that UI, and then some updates. Do you kind of want to walk us through the short-term roadmap?
Yes, actually, we've already hit the updated V2 UI. So that's what you see here. This nice drop shadow. This is actually our V2. We are going to work out some of the bugs that we may have missed at launch. As you know, we are a small team, but we are a team full of, I think, the right minds. We have an amazing back-end developer. Our contract creators are phenomenal. The front end, you can see we spare no expense. But there are some bugs, just like any other project. You know, this is kind of a revolutionary idea of the cross-chain swap. Everybody's trying to do it. Well, as you can see, it's not an easy thing. But yes, so the V2 is already launched. The white label integration, I talked about that with the wallet, and then of course the Lakeview Metaverse. Actually, let me see what else I got on there. Oh yeah, the proprietary payment gateway. That's what I was talking about with SOKU as a currency. The onboarding through the debit card, through that wallet, and that currency being used on the debit card and the NFT Marketplace. And of course, we are going to offer the swap with the NFT Marketplace as well. So like if somebody's like, oh, wow, I want to pick up, you know, the Batman collection. Where can I get some SOKU tokens? Boom, it'll take you right to either the wallet or the swap itself.
Very cool. Yeah, I figured if you guys were going to V2 this thing pretty quickly in the roadmap, I was like, you guys have a big leap to do. This is already super clean as it is. So I was curious what if it hadn't happened yet, what the V2 would include. But that's awesome, man. Yeah, really clean platform up there. Make sure you check it out, guys. And then I also see real world presence in your marketing efforts too. We haven't really talked about the marketing side. Give us a little bit of scoop on how you guys plan to attack it.
Yeah, so marketing is really tough when, you know, the world is in a global recession. Let's just be honest. Like, it's not easy for a lot of projects. You know, obviously we are doing things like this, working with Gollums. We're going to obviously do a couple others. But what we have on the backside of things that kind of even our community doesn't really get to see is we do have a nice handle on some, you know, Instagram influencers and TikTok influencers. While promoting crypto is not easy, these ladies have like an interesting way of doing it. You know, we throw them some bikinis and we get them to kind of help bring in people, new people to crypto even. And it's, you know, while the numbers, it's kind of a numbers game, right? They have 8 million followers across all of their platforms, and they are, you know, they can't promote crypto specifically, but we can do an up viral campaign for like giveaways and, you know, obviously send them to the site. We'll do in-channel giveaways. And then of course, you know, we've got we're working with an amazing Twitter influencer. He's kind of breaking the algorithms and kind of getting our name out there so that once the algorithm is broken, bigger platforms take notice. Actually, we've seen the last couple of days that on the sidebar of Twitter, SokuSwap mentions like 1,400 times in the last hour, like stuff like that, the guerrilla game marketing. As far as real world marketing, I cannot wait to tell you guys about this. So real world marketing, we actually have a close friend of mine who owns one of the world's largest private comic book collections. Like, no joke, I personally loaded about 350 boxes, and that's just one third of the collection. It is a virgin collection, ungraded. 90% of it is like pristine condition. I mean, Spider-Man #1s, the first appearance of Iron Man. So what they're going to do is they're actually going to offer NFTs on the SOKU NFT platform, and they're going to deliver the real comic book after, let's say they offer Spider-Man #1, and some baller collector wants to buy it. It might be 200 grand. They actually KYC through us with the comic book guys, and they will actually deliver the physical comic to the collector. That either might be like a private third party, like I might go deliver it myself because they're a friend of mine, or they might go deliver it themselves. But either way, we're going to use a third party service to actually help facilitate that. So that notoriety, I mean, like, I'm not kidding when I say this, it is probably one of the largest private comic book collections in the world. 125,000 total books. I think they have about 90,000 unique books on hand. The collection might be worth anywhere from $40 to $100 million. I have no idea. But the Guinness Book of World Records previous record is 106,000 unique comics. These guys are very close. And this might be the largest one available for sale right now. And they're going to work with us.
Super cool stuff. Obviously, next level approach here. So I really like it. I like what you guys are doing. I like what you've built so far. What do you think is going to be, I guess, your best asset going into, this Ethereum side? What do you think that the team comes with it? Maybe it's the community, the project overall. What's your biggest asset going into this?
Probably our unique ecosystem. I know everybody says that, but again, let me reiterate what it means. You yield farm with SOKU Ethereum. There's no tax on SOKU. You earn SODATSU. SODATSU has a 10% fee, where 4% of that actually goes into SOKU buyback, open market against the existing liquidity, and 3% of that 4 gets distributed to the SODATSU holders. So let's say you're farming SOKU Ethereum. You're going to earn SODATSU, and you can claim that in your wallet every day. There's no locks, no limitations, no restrictions. You're going to get that SODATSU sitting in your wallet. Now, because of our platform fees, we are going to buy back 110% of our daily farm emissions of SODATSU. So you don't have to worry about hurting your own SODATSU value. You can sell it for passive income, or you can hold on to it to earn more SOKU. That in turn, let's say tomorrow you want to sell your SODATSU for Ethereum, and now you've got more SOKU Ethereum to provide more liquidity with to increase your earnings. We are also going to have SODATSU Ethereum yield farm as well for SODATSU. So you can compound safely every day, and our platform fees will go back into buying SODATSU. And because that SODATSU automation also buys SOKU, you don't have to worry about anybody selling SODATSU because we buy back SODATSU with the platform fees. So we have a truly non-inflationary, sustainable ecosystem that does not exist anywhere else. And again, the SOKU currency aspect on the NFT marketplace and the debit card, it's kind of untouchable in that regard.
Super cool, super well structured. Obviously, trying to make it as bulletproof as possible with how you guys have set this up and how everything supports each other. Really neat stuff on that front. I mean, having so much experience, in the space and having built this and being so intimate with the project, what do you guys think is like the biggest, vulnerability to it? I mean, I'm sure you've done some risk analysis, taken a step back and said, okay, well, we can be bulletproof here and here, but there's going to be some, some element of risk in this department. What do you think is the biggest vulnerability?
The biggest vulnerability is people just not understanding how it all works. I mean, in some ways, it's very complicated. I mean, the buyback structure is, for somebody who may have just heard it the first time, they go, I don't really know how it works. So that's probably our biggest vulnerability. And that's why we work so hard to do AMAs in our own channel, like every other day, with the exception of this week because we're doing the big pre-sale push. But for the last 2 months or last month and a half, every other day, I talk about our ecosystem, the way our entire platform flows. And every day it seems like, with sales, you got to hear it 5 times before you get it, right? So we want to do that with our educational platform. with hands-on support from me and the rest of the team. So that's probably our biggest vulnerability. Exposure. I mean, there's so many projects out there and they offer some cool things. Like, you know, I've listened to the last two AMAs. Don't get me wrong. Those other projects offer some amazing stuff. They don't offer what we do, but we're not doing the same thing that they are. You know, they've got, you know, winnings here or, you know, freedom to do whatever you want with their token. But we are trying to create a currency that's usable both in an expanding emerging market in NFTs and for real world products and services, just like everybody wants. Everybody wants to be able to spend their crypto on stuff that they need in the real world, and we're getting to that.
I like it. I like it. Let me see here. I'm going through my notes to try to see if we haven't touched on anything else. I mean, obviously, you noted the market a little bit I guess unfavorable in terms of launching a new project. Some might say, but you know, I guess how do you guys counter it? I mean, obviously, you have a very well built ecosystem. You know, your quality and everything. Do you guys plan to, or do you guys foresee yourselves just going crazy despite the market?
You know, anything is possible. It's really hard to say either way, but we have all of the right elements. You know, we've got the right development, the right ecosystem. You know, the thing that everybody wants in crypto, we're about to have as soon as SODATSU goes live. So that's why it's such a big deal. We only need it's a total of 30 Ethereum to launch this thing. And that's basically 70% of that's going into liquidity. And the rest of it's going to go into further development and marketing. Like, we make platform fees, so that's how we pay ourselves. We don't really sell tokens. You know, we pay contractors who might sell, you know, a couple $100 here and there. But again, if they're selling SODATSU, we're buying it right back with platform fees. So that's where the sustainability comes in. But yeah, there is a strong chance that we move just based on the fact that we have a sustainable ecosystem. That constant buy pressure of SODATSU that does buy pressure of SOKU, it's sustainable. And that is the biggest problem that most DeFi projects have, is sustainability. Early on last year, a lot of projects, including us, we offered huge APRs, and people just kept selling the APR, selling the emissions with no support, with the idea that, oh man, you know, more buy pressure will help it be sustainable. Well, you know what? We're going to do the buy pressure through platform fees now that we have that capability. And that's where we will shine.
Before I send this one over to the community, Rick, did you have anything else that you wanted to touch on? And by the way, guys, feel free to send in your questions. I'm going to start going through them here in a second. But anything that you wanted to touch on, Rick, that we didn't get a chance to shine a light onto?
Yeah. So the biggest thing is that we have this pre-sale going in on Tuesday or tomorrow afternoon. It is SODATSU. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, come to the SokuSwap Telegram. We do have a Discord, but we have a bot that kind of communicates between the two. So you can go to Discord, ask your questions. I'll see it in the Telegram and vice versa. That's another thing that we do. We have total transparency across all of our social media platforms. But basically, we are offering a unique ecosystem like nothing seen before. This wallet that we're partnering with, they're doing some amazing things that they too that nobody's ever done before, including MetaMask and SafePal and all those other platforms. They have a fantastic name. They're going to fully integrate our swap and NFT marketplace so that we can partner with them and get more fees from that platform. They get fees as well from, you know, their wallet integration, their stuff that they're doing in their wallet. But basically, through that partnership and future partnerships of white label integration, it's one of those things that just doesn't really exist anywhere else. Everybody wants to, you know, get into the real world. The breakthrough of getting out into the real world is what everybody strives for. And we are very close. We got the NFT Markteplace, where we're partnering with that massive comic book collection. This new wallet that's coming, this hot wallet that's coming on, we're integrating into that. We're looking at metaverse plays. We personally think that the NFTs are kind of an untapped resource. While the volume in NFTs isn't so spectacular right now, there's so much capability in NFTs in licensing, titling. I mean, you name it. NFTs are an untapped resource that right now everybody's like, oh God, amazing pictures. We're looking at music, licensing, titling, communication, you name it. NFTs are going to be quite amazing. So we are going to offer unique features just in our NFT space. where you can literally build your entire project out. You can schedule it to launch at specific times throughout the year. Nobody else offers that. If you are an NFT creator or you got somebody that is an NFT creator, they can literally build on our platform their entire year. They can build 5 years out if they want to, and just set the launches for a timed start and stop. Not only that, it has a referral program that goes with it where you can actually kind of get this virility in marketing. Hey man, I'm going to offer, 1% of my total sale to my referral campaign. Here you go, guys. Here's my link. Go help me, sell these NFTs. You will earn perpetuity off of those referral links. And that is something that like other platforms had offered for a short time and then they had to stop it. We're going to pick up where they left off and kind of expand and do more. And then of course we will have a dark mode for our NFT site. We just haven't added it yet. So, and probably for the swap too. We will have a dark mode. I know people like dark mode. We'll have that too.
My mic was messing up now. I personally love the I love the dark mode, the night mode. That for me is a game changer. So I'm glad to know you guys are coming out with that here soon. Let me see here. Oh, one more thing that we should touch on, Rick. You guys have a lot going on in terms of competitions, incentives, things like that. Do you kind of want to round out some of the things and opportunities that people have right now?
Yeah, so we actually have a live NFT project called our SOKU Samurai. My internet probably can't handle it, but if you guys come to the SOKU Telegram, we've got a refreshing link. But basically, if you refer, you go to our Google form, you plug in your wallet address, and if you've got some buddies that you're like, no, we're going to do the pre-sale, you guys can win some NFTs. Not only can you win the NFTs, our SOKU Samurai NFTs, every week for our SOKU Samurai NFTs, we do a $50 giveaway for those holders. So if you didn't win last week and you still hold one of our Samurais, you can win next week. We do a random drawing every week for our NFT holders. We only have 1,000 SOKU Samurai NFTs. And if you buy them, you got a shot at winning like $5,000 on one of them. Somebody won $50 just a couple days ago. But yeah, all the NFT holders get special access to our merch that we're bringing on. You get discounts with merch. Every week you get a chance to win $50. You'll get discounts on future NFTs that we launch or specific partners that launch with us that will use our referral code. So yeah, if you join the SODATSU Presale, please use the Google form link, refer your buddies. We sell this thing out. We can launch our amazing utility and our unique ecosystem. And then there's something else too. Oh yeah, if you guys just come and chat like in our group, I think we do giveaways every week just for engagement in our Telegram. Same thing with our social medias. All of a sudden we might pick Twitter this week. Hey, who's got the greatest posts on the SOKU Telegram or the DeFi Decomplicated Twitter page? We might just say, hey, you're amazing post on our DeFi Decomplicated educational platform just won you $50. Congratulations. We do a wheel spin for that $50 for our Telegram engagement. We're always doing stuff. We're looking at maybe lotteries. We're looking at, we're obviously doing giveaways every week. And it's just going to ramp up from here because this is where it gets fun when we have our ecosystem turned on through SODATSU. Man, I could just keep going. Just stop me anytime, brother.
I'm happy to give you the floor and just let you keep flowing, man. Obviously, I personally love it from the investor side. I love it when you can just really detect passion in people. People that have been working on something for a long time and they're excited to share it and the details about it and how it's going to help everybody. I mean, it comes off in the words. And so, I always appreciate giving passionate folks a chance to just go for it, man. And you're doing that.
Yeah, I do like it. This is what we do on the AMAs on the SOKU Telegram. We just talk to each other. It's not always about, hey guys, buy SOKU. Hey guys, buy SODATSU. You come into our AMAs. Of course, we're going to refresh everybody of like what's going on and, who the different partners are coming in. And, we're going to do an AMA with Lakeview Meta later today just to kind of reconnect with our communities together and talk about what we're doing together. But we don't just talk about SOKU. We talk about the world economic state. We talk about like different countries of what's going on there and things to look out for. we do like these DeFi masterclasses of like how to protect yourself from scammers. Things you can do on your PC or your mobile to protect you from hacks or exploits. It's not just about our project. It's about protecting and helping investors in so many ways than just the token itself.
Very good. I did have questions rolling in. General's Mike came in with one, and it might give you an opportunity to talk about like how the team can pivot and whatnot. So, having a lot of chains connected in one go is a lot, right? Are you confident? This came from General's Mike. Are you confident enough that this project will go smoothly and have no development issues? And if you do, do you have a backup plan in case something like that occurs?
Yeah. So what's really great about our cross-chain swap is that we do actually have some developmental issues right from the get-go. There are, everybody can just discover bugs here and there, right? There's so many different wallets out there. There's so many different platforms. One of the most popular wallets is MetaMask. It's pretty much everything is developed with MetaMask in mind. So we've got the bug report. We've got the bug bounty going constantly. So for everything that we offer, if you find something, please use the bug report. We get it fixed almost immediately, or it gets put into a queue and we just work from the top down. That's how you evolve and grow. You can't just let it go stagnant. Otherwise, everyone will get mad and then move on. We don't want that. We want to be a place for everyone to trade as easy as possible. And of course, have our own tokens supported in that, infrastructure.
I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but Rachel came in with a question. Let's see here. I'm going to try to read it because it's kind of a long one. I'd like to touch on your swap platform and the interaction of projects with your token when they join the party, more like a suggestion since there's an interference. So is there a way to reach the spot where your main token can be swapped directly into another project who joins the party, or I'm guessing the swap availability list, and theirs transferable to become your token for another easy route? If I hope I explained that right. The question was a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I think I know where she's going. SOKU is not limited by anything. It is a non-tax token. So it currently operates on Ethereum and BSC. So, just kind of another element to the currency aspect. I think what she's getting at is she's asking, can other people swap SOKU into other tokens? Yes, that is sell pressure on the SOKU Ethereum or SOKU BNB. Yeah, I mean, it's essentially just a tradable token like anything else with no tax. Where we get our value is that it becomes, supply and demand. More people are buying NFTs, more people are using it on the debit card. Obviously more people are going to eat it up to be able to utilize that function. Yes, people can trade out of SOKU into other projects. It's all also, since we're open market, it is liquidity dependent. So obviously we're going to offer more and more incentives to actually provide liquidity for the platform. And of course, once the NFT site is up and running, through fees, we ourselves will start putting liquidity in and locking it either on Pink Sale or Unicrypt or one of those other sites for the security element if we do start adding liquidity ourselves. But yes, you can trade SOKU in and out of pretty much anything.
Very good. Let's see. I had some others come through as well. Let's see. I had a good one here. Now, she also had a second part to this, and I think we kind of briefly touched on it. Will the swap give a particular percentage in cash back to the users of the swap, which could be an incentive to the investors? But you guys have it broken down in a pretty unique way from the 0.25% transaction fee, right?
Yeah, so it does actually utilize the pools from the different like exchanges. So, for example, let's say BNB. We tack on just a very small fee on top of the liquidity provider fee that Pancake does, right? So if you are one of the SOKU Ethereum or SOKU BNB liquidity providers, you do get a liquidity provider fee just because you're providing liquidity. Now, the swap itself is really just platform fees, but that platform fee goes into SODATSU buyback. So if you are a SODATSU or SOKU holder, yes, the more fees that, or the more swaps that come through SOKU, the more support the tokens that you're holding get.
Very good. Let's see here. I did have one come through from High Duke Whaler. Are they planning on any sort of token burn to make it deflationary?
Well, see, SODATSU has a very low supply already, 22.2 million, and SOKU has a 222.2 million. We haven't really talked about burns because it is a spendable currency in two different ways. So it's, yeah, it gets tricky with burns. I mean, we would like to burn. There's no stopping anybody from doing a burn. I mean, if you send, a portion of your earnings to the dead wallet, we can't stop you. There's no limitations other than the 10% transaction fee on SODATSU. Are we going to do some burns? It's not likely, just because we want that high volume, high transactional volume. Good volume means, health in the project. And, we obviously want, you hit that certain percentage of liquidity and you've got nice price action capability. Yes, we could burn, but the supplies are already very low anyways in comparison. So it's just not something that we have talked about lately. But liquidity, this is where it gets fun. The more liquidity, there are liquidity providers that literally just leave their tokens in liquidity forever. And that's kind of where tokens get locked up. And if we start adding liquidity ourselves, we'll kind of we'll put them in the liquidity lockers for pretty much ever. I mean, there's really no reason to take them out.
Very cool stuff. Let me see. I see some hands up. Let me get a couple of you guys unmuted here. Let's see. Aviator Mania, I got you unmuted.
How's it going?
Good. Yeah, we hear you.
Thank you. So basically, I just wanted to ask something based on the tokenomics. Now, you state that the buy and sell tax are 10%, and then 1% of the dividends goes to the token holders. But then you also state that sometimes the market price could also affect the tokenomics on the buy and sell tax. Now, my question basically is, now I just wanted to ask basically if the market, because you also state that the dividend that will be given to the token holders, that's the 1%, is not based on the market price, as in the market price does not.
So actually, the taxes are fixed. They are 3% SOKU buyback distributed to SODATSU holders, and then a 1% SOKU buyback, and that's distributed to our deployer, which we will use for giveaways, perhaps staking, some marketing where we can pay contractors for development and whatnot. And then 6%, the remaining 6 of the 10, actually goes into liquidity for SODATSU itself. So we're never going to change those taxes. If you are a SODATSU holder, 3% of all transactions gets gets divided between all of the holders based on their percentage of holdings of SODATSU. So it's it's never going to change. It's not dependent on market, but it's dependent on volume. I guess that's what I meant. So volume comes prospectively from sell pressure from emissions and buy pressure from the platform fees. Now, this is what's really fun. If we have an exciting like launch one day, like one weekend, some massive project launches on the NFT platform, and all of a sudden a ton of volume comes through, that means more platform fees to actually do more buybacks of SODATSU and offer higher APRs in the yield farms. So that's where things get really fun. Like, we see NFTs having kind of limitless capability, and the bigger that grows, the faster that grows, the higher the APRs we can offer in staking contracts and yield farms. So that's what I was getting at. There's no restriction for the holders themselves. Like, it'll never change from that 3% distribution to the holders.
Answer your question, Aviator. Now, I did have another one, because this one came in from Brain Twister, who was asking a little bit about the max contribution with the hard cap. Obviously, it's people can ape in 3 ETH to this if they want to. When it comes to, I guess, the pre-sale opportunities, is this going to be whitelisted or just a straight up public pre-sale? Good luck to you.
Yeah, it's free for all, baby. I think the minimum is 0.077, the max is 3. So yeah, this is where the referral can get really exciting. If you know you and your buddies are going to go ham on this thing, jump in that Google form, load up, and you guys just have fun. It's a favorable market cap either way. Pink Cell is saying 77,000, but that's just based on the tokens that they're releasing. The fully diluted is about 380 from my understanding. And if you look the pre-sale rate, one Ethereum, it's a 5% discount from the listing rate. But remember, there is no tax on the pre-sale contribution. So it's really 15% altogether. If you do sell it, yes, that's where you pay the 10%, but you already got it tax-free and a 5% discount from our launch price. And of course, the buybacks are going to start right away. If you scroll down, all of our non-pre-sale tokens are locked up. We are not playing games, guys. We're a registered company out of the United States. It's audited by CoinSalt. And we've got yield farms firing up immediately, buybacks firing up immediately. We knock this thing out. You guys are in for one hell of a ride. The SOKU buybacks are a lot of fun. The buybacks of SODATSU are going to be a lot of fun. And of course, once we launch the NFT Marketplace, this thing is beautiful. It functions great. You can see we've actually been testing it. Let me go down. Like SOKU user 1 test. Like this thing's getting ready to launch. It looks beautiful. The white drop shadow, the different features. Yeah, it's all goes hand in hand with SODATSU, SOKU, and the ecosystem as a whole.
Super cool stuff. So once again, just to reiterate, because I don't know if you cut out or not, but so if people want to get in on the SODATSU pre-sale, there's not going to be any sort of requirements, or there is a whitelist and they need to kind of pre-register for it.
Actually, no, there is no whitelist. You can jump in anytime. If there's still, if we're below the 30 threshold, you can jump in.
Very cool. Very cool. Obviously, that's a pretty modest for what you guys have coming to the table with it. Now, in terms of any sort of airdrops or anything like that, the whole supply is going to people that invest in this, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a SODATSU holder, you're going to get SOKU dropped directly to your wallet from our volume, and then you'll get a taste of SOKU, where you'll be able to yield farm and just keep getting earnings that you can. It's like if you sell your SOKU, it's a net zero. SODATSU buys it, you sell it for passive income. That's what's so amazing about this. It's net zero sell pressure. Everything is bought back from the platform fees or automation. And then if you want to just pull your profits from your earnings, God willing.
I like it. Lots of opportunities for sure. Definitely some opportunities here. Let me see. I'm still going through questions. Let's see here. Shanty K came in with one about the swap specifically. Smart Chain already has very low transaction fees. So let's say if we compare fees on Binance and then what we can expect on the SOKU swap, are they going to be comparable just in a very easy to understand way, I guess?
Oh yeah. So it is purchase AMM, open market in the DeFi space, right? So if you compare to centralized exchanges, DeFi is already far cheaper than centralized, right? So like I just did a Coinbase swap, USDT to Ethereum and I sent it to my wallet. I paid like $6 to transfer like $20 of USDT to Ethereum. I was like unreal. You do that on, just like in the AMM, it's far cheaper. It's just whatever gas is, right? So it is gas dependent. Now, if you are going cross chain, you got to remember it is cheaper than bridging, through different platforms. We just making it easier for you. So if you go, let's say BEP20 to Ethereum SOKU, let's say you want to get SOKU on Ethereum with BNB. What you will be doing is it's kind of like a bridge within the cross-chain swap. It sends BNB to USDC, so it's a small gas fee, and then that USDC is sent over to the Ethereum side. Ethereum side is converting USDC ERC20 to Ethereum and Ethereum into SOKU. So it does take it out of the end result of your SOKU, but it's like a system of convenience. Like you could go to multichain.org, swap into, pay their bridge fees, and then come back and then still pay all those gas fees. You would have to do that anyways, but we just make it convenient for you. And then of course our router fees are next to nothing. They're like a fraction of a percent. They're less than like Pancake or something like that. But you do pay the liquidity provider fees. So it is a teeny tiny bit more, but it's negligible in the grand scheme of things.
See, I have Jello. That's acknowledging that you guys are coming to the table with a lot of utility. Obviously, you guys are ready to go with a lot. He says you get a little bit deeper into the project. Do you guys have kind of a timeline? I'm trying to think of how to word this question. Do you guys have a timeline on keeping people, I guess, interested in between these development milestones that you guys are planning?
Yes, so that's where those giveaways come in, right? We try to do our AMAs. We do our AMAs every other day to try to keep people engaged. Obviously, we're going to do the giveaways to keep people engaged. And then when we do like the AMAs or the DeFi masterclasses, where we don't even talk about the token, we just talk about ways to keep yourself safe, cool things that cool different ideas that you can do like in the real world and incorporate it into crypto, or, different things to research while we're kind of waiting for these developments. But a lot of the stuff is like the giveaways. We keep the engagement going through the DeFi masterclasses. And then, of course, we do competitions and stuff like that. Because, development is not an easy thing. It doesn't happen very fast, and it's not easy. So if we all, just kind of focus in on like crypto mass adoption as a whole, that's where we can get things going. And really, engagement, we're just bringing in more NFT creators or help finding other projects. Like we just partnered with Lakeview Metaverse, and now they've got like this play to earn game where you can find your tokens in their metaverse, and they've got ads for us. So we've been encouraging people to go check out the metaverse, stuff like that. So we kind of do fun things like that on the side, and then just, we might do Easter eggs within our own platform, like little hunts where if you find this misspelled word or whatever, it's intentional, then you might win something. So we're doing stuff like that.
And keeping people entertained, even in the smallest way, makes such a huge difference. And you guys are no stranger to the space, so you know how critical it is just to kind of keep people going. Just a little thing here and there, even if it seems small, it's be a huge impact for the longevity of it. So really love to hear that side of it. I know we're running out of time. I still see some hands up, guys. Make sure you jump in the Telegram group and ask your questions that we didn't have time for. I'm looking through the ones that were submitted in, and it seems like we've gone through a lot of the material. But Rick, I wanted to toss it back over to you. If you wanted to close this out or wind this down for the day, please feel free. The floor is all yours.
Yes, I won't take much time. So first, I just like to say thank you, General. Thank you, Gollum. Thank you, the Gollum community, for having us. It's a true honor to be able to share our amazing project with you guys. It's really tough in this space. This space is hyper competitive. So what we do is we go to these events, we share amazing project, we talk to people like you, and we hope that you like what we have to offer. And what we have to offer is a full rounded ecosystem, sustainable, harmonious, SOKU buybacks, SODATSU buybacks, currency for the SOKU token in multiple levels, and then of course building for the future where you see something like the NFT marketplace, and how just understanding that NFTs are kind of an untapped resource. Our unique ecosystem with our buybacks, with SODATSU and SOKU and our platform fees, that's something that you should really be excited for. I certainly am. SOKU as a currency, both in terms of real world assets and in a DeFi space for NFTs, that's something that is just everyone strives for, and we are about to have it. The white label integration that we offer for other platforms, we're not picky. If you know a project that is down to work with us, we're open for it. And that's what we offer. That's what makes us different and unique. Our development is top notch. Our community is top notch. We welcome you guys to join us. Ask all of the questions. Join our AMAs. And I'll be back to listen to the next one that Gollum does as well, because I love this stuff. This is all I do all day long, and we're here to support you guys. And we encourage you guys to take a look at our SODATSU presale. We hit 30 Ethereum. We can finish it out, and we can get the fun started. So thank you guys so much for everything. Join our referral program. You won't be disappointed.
You crushed it, man. One more time, SokuSwap.com @SokuSwap is their Telegram. You can also find the links in the latest Gollum Shims post. Rick, thank you so much once again for taking the time and sharing this with us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you all so much. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
All right. And for everybody that's been listening in, that does it for today's show, everyone. Absolute pleasure to chat with Rick, as he did a phenomenal job at breaking this down for us. And I love to see the team's ability to continue to bring and add value to this project. I love to see how clean everything looks on the website and the value it brings to the crypto space with their very complete feeling ecosystem. A lot of quality within the materials, and please make sure you give it a look firsthand and jump in their community to get the answers to your questions. Pre-sale coming up in less than a day now, 30 ETH hard cap. Make sure you jump in their Telegram and once again get the answers to your question and make a wise investment decision based on your own criteria. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.
Love you. Bye.